All right guys, welcome back to another video. I actually fixed the misfire. So if you saw in my timing video, I had a little misfire. It was due to a torn injector boot. No big deal, replaced it, runs great. Just need to retime it now. I'll probably get to that tomorrow. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about some new content that I'm adding to the channel. Hopefully good content. But let's talk about the first thing real quick. Got this little Pelican case over at Walmart for 25 bucks. It's actually a pretty nice case for 25 bucks. But what's inside that's special? That's right, that's a crane scale. I got a crane scale. I have a tape measure that's both metric and imperial. So what am I doing with this? Why do I have a crane scale? Well, put it simply, I'm gonna weigh engines and transmissions, the various components, and I'm gonna go ahead and measure them. Give you a general idea about how big these engines are, how much they weigh. Again, probably not going to be the most accurate. It's not going to be atomically accurate, but it's sure going to be more accurate than just hearsay on the forum when you have 15 different people saying one thing. This is going to give you a general idea about how much something weighs. So let's check this out and kind of just give you an idea of what I mean. I mean, it sounds pretty simple, but we're just going to go through it a little bit. And if you want to hit me up in the comments and say, hey, you know, can you add a little bit more content to those videos? Maybe talk a little bit about the engines and their specifications and cool. So we got this 2JZ sitting right here. It's, you know, sans turbo manifold and turbo, but that's okay. Just an example. So what's the deal here? Why is this video going to be important? Well, I think it's going to be pretty darn important because unconventional swaps are becoming more commonplace. And one of the problems with unconventional swaps is you don't know how big the engine bay is commensurate to whatever engine it is that you're putting in it. So let's say, for instance, this 2JZ from the front of the crank pulley to the back is about 29 inches, about 760 some odd millimeters. I didn't check, but it's somewhere around there. You're looking at that, and then you look at an engine bay like this and you go, oh, well, will it fit? And you can actually pull the tape measure out and go, well, you know, you got 29 inches right there in the Subaru Forester, and there's 34 inches to the front frame rail. So yeah, it would actually fit in the Forester with some modification. And then you measure height and then width at its widest point, its highest point. And I also want to add a couple other measurements. So like from the front of the engine to the shifter and a few other different measurements that I think are kind of important for engine swappers. But I'm going to add this because I think it's pretty darn important. I think a lot of people want to do a little bit of research before they go and start buying an engine. I know I do. You know, you might see something really cool. Like I saw today, I was on Facebook Marketplace and I saw a 1970 Ford Courier pickup truck. It was beautiful. The guy didn't want anything for that little truck. And I thought, man, I wonder what I could swap into that thing. And with these videos, it'd be nice because I could take a tape measure with me, rewatch my videos, learn about what size the engines are that I've measured and weighed, and I can measure the Ford Courier engine bay and know that, yeah, that's possible, or no, that's not possible. You're dreaming, dude. Think of something else. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be weighing engines, weighing transmissions, weighing them together, giving you a ballpark idea about how much these things actually weigh, and giving you a general physical dimension of it. The other piece of content that I'm gonna be adding is actually over here. So a little razzle dazzle over here, razzle and dazzle. Going to be adding fabrication and welding to the channel. Something that I haven't done in a while, but you know, I got the itch again, and it was honestly the funnest time in my life when I was actually fabricating stuff. It's kind of like, you know, maybe a carpenter or a framer or something like that. They build a house. It's just that stand back and look at it kind of pride. I really do miss that a lot. So I'm going to get back into this. It'll be a learning experience. You guys can learn with me, grow with me. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out there that have more experience than I do. I have a few years of experience welding, but you know, if something makes sense, it makes sense, and I'm going to listen to that advice. Of course, you know, it's a learning process. We're all here to learn together. And then the third component may not be as interesting to you, but that's okay. I'm going to start documenting my racing career from the start of it right now. I'm almost going to be 30 years old, and one of the biggest things that I regret when I was younger is I didn't document any of the times that I started racing. Well, I've been in hiatus for quite some time now, and I haven't raced in quite some time now. And one of the biggest things that I want to do when I start getting competitive again is I want to actually have documentation of what's going on. It's also very helpful in the future. So if I revisit some tracks that I haven't been to in a long time, I can look back at the footage and see kind of what lines I was taking, maybe why I was taking some lines. But really, it's more historical data that I can look back and in the future and just go, wow, you know, I've come a long way and stuff like that. So, you know, it might be interesting for you guys to see. I'll have a lot of different angles, a lot of different GoPros just stuck on the car in various different locations. So it might be cool for you guys to watch, but it's really just kind of for me to have something to look back on in my racing career and, you know, build my pedigree and a lot of other things. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, that kind of concludes this video. But let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see. I was probably able to do this in one take. That's pretty dope. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you want me to add anything to those videos. Hopefully it works out. And if it does work out and it is useful, I'll buy more expensive equipment. I'm just going to be using this crane scale with that engine hoist. And hopefully it just gives me really good content for you guys to check out and like. And then, yeah, of course, the old measuring tape. But yeah, like I said before, it'll be in both metric and in SAE or imperial or whatever you want to call it for us Americans. But yeah, for the rest of the world, I'll have metric. But anyway, yeah, so cheers, enjoy. Started something I'm a little proud of is this GoPro action stick I made yesterday. I think it turned out pretty darn good. I made it out of some old Colt BMX grips that I had laying around, 1/2-inch PVC pipe from Home Depot. It was like $1.16. And then just kind of modified one of these extension clips to fit down in the pipe, glued it in there, and then used marine shrink tubing to shrink tube it in there, and it holds really, really good. And I even made this little attachment right here so I can hook the cell phone up to it, and maybe I could actually get some, I don't want to say selfie action, but you can see a little bit more of my face in videos, in the future videos. But yeah, I mean, for $1.16 and some of the parts that I had laying around, not too bad. It's a pretty cool little thing.